All right, we're going to mix up this chicken and dressing casserole. It's going to be really easy. If you didn't get any chicken and dressing for Thanksgiving, now is the time to make you a casserole. And if you did, it's still the time because this is different. It's not cornbread, all right? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my soup. It's a can of cream of mushroom, a stick of butter melted, which is a ½ cup of butter melted. We're just going to put all our liquids in, all right? It's a cup and a half of milk. And there's a cup and a half. Shake up your stock before you pour it. All right, and it's a cup and a half of stock. So it's the same amount of, and that looks really good. The stock is so much richer than the broth. And they had this on sale the other day. It's organic chicken stock from Kroger. Okay, and then we're going to add a ½ cup of mayonnaise, and then we're going to whisk it all together. And I think I'll use my gravy whisk to whisk it together. Now we're going to use the mayonnaise, and it's a ½ cup of mayonnaise. Today I'm using Duke's. I use Blue Plate or Duke's, whatever's on sale. So it's a ½ cup of mayonnaise going in like that. Now we're going to whisk it. All right, once you get that mixed in pretty good, we're going to add onion. And it's a cup of onion, and I just chopped up the rest of a big onion, so I'm using all of it. Oh, 2 eggs. Forgot to put them in there. Let me get me a fork and whisk that together a little bit. That helps set it up. That egg in there helps it set up. All righty. Boy, that's easy, ain't it? Now this is an easy way to serve chicken and dressing. Sure is. All righty, I'm going to spray my baking dish. You can use a 13 by 9. I'm using this oval one. So you use whatever you've got. And now we're going to put in 8 ounces of stuffing. This is actually 12 ounces. So almost all of it. I'll leave about 1/4 of it in there. And what you need to do with this is, let me give you a big spoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up just like this. And you're going to need your bread to have time to soak a minute, okay, for it to be good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some chicken to it. And I'm going to add about 2 big handfuls. You put as much chicken in there as you want your family to eat. And I'm not going to use all my chicken in this, but there's going to be plenty of chicken in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit here and marinate and let those bread cubes be soggy for about an hour. And it's not going to hurt your chicken. This is cooked chicken. It's not raw, okay? I got it from a rotisserie chicken. It's the best way to do it. So if you'll come over here and look, I'm going to pat this, and you're going to see that all of it's going to be under the moisture. And we're going to let this sit for an hour. And in an hour, we're going to pour it in our sprayed pan and get it in the oven and bake it up, and it's going to be good. Now, this is cooked chicken. It's not going to hurt for it to sit out for an hour, and it's going to make that bread puffy and delicious. So we'll see you in an hour, and then we're going to get this in the oven. Okay, y'all, this has been sitting here soaking, and I did stir it up a little bit about halfway through the soaking time. And it is ready to go. And it really soaked up a lot of that juice into that bread. So you're going to want to put it in there and make sure you get all the liquid out of the bowl and into your casserole. I'm going to press it down a little bit into there. Okay, after tasting this casserole, I want to tell you guys what I would do different. This is not my recipe. It's a recipe I got from the Harvey's cookbook. And it's just over the top greasy to me, okay? The cheese makes it greasier. It had a whole stick of butter in it and a half cup of mayonnaise. That's just way over the top. So what I'm going to do when I write the recipe, I'm going to tell you to use a half stick of butter. I'm going to omit the mayonnaise and tell you to use the cheese on the top. That's what I would say that would make it even better. All right? All right, it's going to go in the oven and we're going to cook it about an hour. All right, 350 degrees. I've got the oven preheated. Me and Chris will have a good supper. But we're going to put some cheese on top because a casserole is not a casserole without cheese. So we're going to put a little cheese on top. This is cheesy creamy melt triple cheddar. Let me grab some more. And of course you can put as much or as little as you want. And then we're just going to slide it in there and wait for that to melt. And then we're going to pull it out and dip us out some. All righty. Nice and bubbly. Looks good and cheesy and delicious. We added cheese and decided it needed to cook a little longer and then added more cheese. So I would change the temperature on this. And so on the recipe that I make, I'm going to tell you to cook it 375. All right? It's got a lot of liquid in it. You want some of it to come out of there. And I mean, we cooked this a long time. But it looks delicious. Okay. It's a favorite with cheese. I've never had chicken and dressing with cheese before. So I'll tell you how, I'm sure it's good because everybody loves cheese. Let me get me some chicken and cheese. It's really good. It's very delicious. I think you're going to love it. It's simple. It's easy. It's buttery. It's cheesy. It's going to be good, y'all. If you want my real chicken and dressing recipe, like Mama made, I'll put a link down in the post. What I'm going to do when I write the recipe, I'm going to tell you to use a half stick of butter. I'm going to omit the mayonnaise and tell you to use the cheese on the top. That's what I would say that would make it even better. All right? So we appreciate you watching. And just know that when I'm making a recipe that's not my own, I always like to decide whether or not I think it's a hit or if I would change something up. And I even do that when I make my own recipes. All right? After I taste something, then I might change my mind. We'll see you next time on Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like our mamas did. Bye, y'all. Love ya.
Cooking time, it's over now. Tammy, she just showed you how to cook it up.